Yo, welcome people. Welcome everybody to another episode of the X's and Os virtual X's and Os metaverse, X's and Os AI, whatever you want to call it, virtual reality. Like I said, we're real people. We're not robots, and we're not virtual reality in real life. We're actually human beings. But yeah, welcome to another episode of our show. And yeah, just hope everyone's good. Myself, Mecca, aka the Bronze Bomber, and we've also got Shay, aka FRS, aka aka
17, big one.
big hitter,
Big one, 7.
Swiss Army knife, and that you know what it was. Play both ways, Iron Lady. Yeah, but now I hope everyone's good. Like I said, I hope everyone's had an eventful weekend. We've obviously had Britball, Britball games happening. We've had lots of stuff around the league, people traveling across the country to play games. So we've had a busy week. We've even had guys playing for teams in Romania. So yeah, like I said, it's been a busy week for everyone. But like I said, keep balling, keep doing your thing, and keep enjoying balling. Most importantly, because essentially, you got one day at a time. And like I said, this your career in this sport is shorter than you think it is. So like I said, enjoy it, keep banging, and keep balling out. Yeah. So today, obviously, just to kind of recap, we had the GB under-19s go to Denmark, and Shay, it's a crazy one because it seems obviously you can see by the caption, and those of you that don't know about Roy Danks, don't act like you don't know about Roy Danks. All of you had those biscuits, those Danish biscuits, Christmas time. No one ever, you know the ones.
They bagged this one. I hope they got some.
So like I said, there you go. So like I said, I just want to say massive congrats to the GB under 19s program, to the GB under 19s coaching staff. Commiserations for the loss. Obviously, they lost 10. The score was 10, 58 to Denmark.
Yeah.
So Denmark literally smashed the GB on the 19s. So it was a big Danish lesson. Both for the coaching staff and both for the players. And what we saw, and the crazy thing, Shay, is that we were actually leading.
Yeah. We looked on our side and they were like, okay, they're winning. Everyone would just went back to normal. All right, cool, we got this. Came back, they were like, oh, they lost.
Crazy.
What happened? We had camp. Just went to one practice, come back, you lot lost. I was like, okay.
There you go. It's crazy, man. But like I said, the GB under 90s program has been suffering for a while, and I think, me personally, Shay, I think they're going through a massive transition. They've got some new coaches, the likes of experienced coaches like Coach Joseph Moore. They got one of our friends, who's a friend of the X's and Os, Coach Andy B. Scott. They've got the legend who's played for years. I think probably a DB or safeties coach. So they've got Scott Rowe. I think he's either the head coach or the head of the program in some capacity. So these are experienced guys. But what do you think, Kate? Can experienced coaches produce good results all the time? Because what we're seeing here is the under-19s going to Denmark and really getting, I mean, not I wouldn't say destroyed, but that's not fair, but really getting schooled,
Yeah.
But we can't say it's the coaching. Is it the level of coaching? What would you think? What do you think is lacking? Because for a while, the GB under 90s program has been struggling. What do you think it could potentially be?
To be fair, I do feel like it could be a coaching thing because they're under 19s. If it was like more experienced players, I can maybe say, okay, that's like a team thing as well. There's definitely something not bonding well in the team. But with under 19s, they still need that guidance. Yeah, some of them have been playing for years, but they're still under 19s. So that's definitely, I feel like, a coaching thing under that umbrella. more than it is the players themselves, because they've got talent. That's no one's doubting they've got talent, but something's not gelling. And I'm saying coaches. I hope the coaches don't hear this. But I'm going to say coaching, because I don't know. For me personally, it might be different because I haven't been to like their training or anything or seen them ball out. Also, it could be with that you travelled. Like, it's different. You're already uneasy. You're in someone else's land. Like, you could say maybe when they're playing home games and stuff, they're a bit more at ease because it's not different territory. This one, you've gone all the way to Denmark. It's going to be like all the Denmark fans and their coaches, their family, and it's just you guys and yourselves. I don't know, because then your team is basically meant to be like your second family anyway. There's a thin line, but coaching is there.
I mean, they got some hefty play. Obviously, they got some. GB United's program has some real serious athletes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you look at the likes of like the NFL Academy. I think NFL Academy is U19, so they got some U19 players. You got the Solent Academy. You've got the Filton for STS College, Filton Academy, Bristol Academy. So this is our development program. This is our grassroots American football, and this result this weekend is just for me anyway. It's highlighting that there's definitely something that we're not doing right. I mean this in all respect to the coaches and the experienced coaches that went out to Denmark. Obviously, to show that we're even more close to home. Jay Solanke, one of our hosts, as part of the coaching staff. So we deem him an experienced, a top tier coach.
He's all right, he ain't that good.
He goes on holiday too much, man.
Who's he coaching?
He's always on. But I just feel like there's something, because the youth are for me the future, right? The youth are for me will dictate the success we're going to have in this sport, or the recognition we're going to get in this sport globally. Not only the youth, obviously. I'm an advocate of the women's game. I'm looking forward to the results. I mean, they're going to come from the World Championship, the IFF World Championship this year. So I know the girls are going to bring it home. But that aside, the youth, are definitely the future of the success of the programs we run over here, and the respect. We ain't going to get the respect globally if our youth are not mashing work. So for me is, what do you think? Because you see all the stuff like the work that Elite Britain are doing, the work that Excel Performance are doing, the work that the Dynamic Sports Academy are doing with the young players and the young guys, British guys, English guys, So what is it that globally we can't get it done? Because clearly, globally, we can't get it done. For you, what do you think the problem could be?
It's tough. I don't know, because being part of the GB program myself, it's like it's supposed to be iron sharpens iron. So, but there's always going to be someone better, unfortunately. So, being part of GB, I know that it's like, I don't know what it is that people need, because really there's only so much that outside help can do for a person in this sport. A lot of it is very mentally draining. Like, forget the physical aspect, very mentally draining. So you can't take a horse to water.
To drink,
all of that.
Something.
African proverbs. Because we definitely have the best. It's a sticky one. It's actually a sticky one, because there's too many different elements that are involved that you can't put it down to one thing, because like I said before, even though it could be a coaching thing, coaches can only take you so far.
That's right.
The rest of it's meant to be your team, because if you're in the stadium and you can't hear your coach, you have to hear your team. So the people you have to trust. So then it's like, okay, you have your team, and then you have the individuals, and the individuals that are like captains and meant to be leaders. So there's a lot of different breakdowns where I don't think we can basically sold it on external help that people are getting. Also, I'm old. I never got none of this help. I went through blood collecting. So it's two different sides of a coin.
You know, obviously the GB under 19s, you know, would always have a soft spot in my heart. I've said it in countless amount of episodes and discussions we've had. And for me, the GB under 19s is the grassroots American football, you know, as well as cadets and flags. But this is you know, globally how we earn respect of other nations, other countries. You know, this defeat on the weekend, it affects all of us. It affects all of
It
us.
affects
You know,
us, but it doesn't define us. It's just a blip. Everybody needs to get the blip. I'm hoping that's the only blip they're gonna get. But now they know what they're in for. Now I have faith in them. But they're coming back stronger because now they've got a chip on their shoulder. And that chip, unfortunately, makes a lot of players great in this. So come on, you guys.
What's your chip? What's your chip on your shoulder?
Do you know what?
You know, I can't imagine you angry, you know.
I don't really get angry.
Okay.
I get annoyed. I don't really get angry. And even what I'm annoyed about is like nothing to do with the game. I must be annoyed about something random. But now my chip that made me great was the fact that I was trying to prove someone wrong. Literally, that was the chip on my shoulder. And I said, okay, boom, let's see. And that's what pushed me, because honestly, if I was me back then and I went through my first day of football training, no sir. No sir.
It's a long day.
My first day was peak, but then I go to GB and there's like women that are older than me that are like putting in work, and I'm like, damn, okay, you know what? It's me. I'm lazy. I'm the problem. So that chip, it will. I'm hoping will just be a blip, and that's just going to be the start of greatness. Come on, under 19s.
I have utmost full faith in you guys on the GB on the 19th.
Yeah, you guys got it.
And the coaching staff putting that work. Obviously, like, as I said, it's the Royal Dansk lesson. You know, it's not an L, it's a lesson. You know, we want to see more success. Like I said, whether that be, you know, on and off the pitch, but most importantly on the pitch, we want to see more success, because we know you can. You know, we know you can. You know, take it to that next level and take us to the promised land. And we'll be right here. We'll be right here next week. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Oh,
our very own GB.
Talk about political time. Listen, so myself and Shay, we've just been, you know, speaking about the dichotomy, or should I say the catch-22 situation with the GB under 19s program. Because you yourself know that I've always been an advocate of the GB under 19s program due to my love for grassroots American football, and for me knowing that, you know, the development of the sport in this country and the respect that we deserve will be earned through the success of the GB under 19s program. What's your just give us a kind of in fact, tell us, how was Denmark?
Denmark's lovely city, nice experience. You know me, I'm a traveller, so I was one ticked off the box. I've never been to Denmark before, but in terms of football, it was good. We took a talented bunch of guys. Obviously, there were some guys that couldn't make it because of exams, passport issues, whatnot. But the roster that we took, we still believe were some of the best under 19 players in the country. Outside of some NFL academy kids, some NFL academy kids came, some couldn't make it, and there was a lot of Bristol kids that were there, to be fair, as well. So yeah, we took a decent bunch of kids, a decent amount of coaches came along. It was a really nice experience, because you have to remember we haven't played any games for the last 3 years. So the guys that were on the roster that went to Denmark, this was their first time traveling abroad with a team. It was their first time playing abroad. So we used this trip for one, the experience of traveling abroad, two, the experience of playing an international team, and also for bonding as well. I think there's an element whereby, because it's under 19s, we don't get to do the weekend camps like the GB men's do or the GB women's do. So we have training session days that we call camps, but they're not really a camp. You get there at 9 o'clock, we're out there by 5 o'clock, and it's for the kids all the way from up north to down south, London, Midlands, etc. So going away, this felt like a camp because a lot of the kids, especially even now, I'm getting messages and they love the fact that they were able to bond together as teammates and brothers. So that's something that we missed before the game. We weren't able to we didn't realize it, and even as coaches, we learned a thing as well. We didn't realize before that there wasn't a sense of camaraderie that we would have wanted from the players before this trip. There wasn't a sense of guys know each other as well. They know the playbook or special teams as well as they should do. A lot of the guys have only played 9-a-side competitively rather than 11, so this was their first taste of playing 11s as well. So. Yeah, all in all, it was a good trip. The scoreline, in my opinion, that's what reflects the effort that the coaches and the guys put in. But it was a wake up call. It was a nice call. I'd rather us get beat against Denmark in a friendly than go to Italy for the championships, European championships, and then get smoked and be like, why has this happened? So it was really a good case of being reality checked a little bit and understanding where the flaws are in the system and what we're doing. So yeah, there's a lot to sort of take away from the experience. Even me myself as a coach, from the players' perspective, from players that missed out, from players that went. Some players, were like 100% you're on the plane going to Italy. There's some players that are like, okay, then maybe we need something a little bit different, if that makes sense. But they'll definitely still be part of the core of the GB under 19s, but we didn't really get from them what we hoped we would have, if that makes sense. So, I still think, the program's really well run by Scott Rowe, the coaches. I still think that we've got some weapons in that program. We just need to execute schematically, technique-wise, and also challenge Baffa to allow us to do some weekend camps, if that makes sense. So the guys can bond a little bit more. I mean, we can get more training sessions in because one thing that we noticed, and I'll speak more from a defensive perspective because that's what I coach, is that we spend a lot of time doing scheme stuff because we haven't got enough hours in our camps to teach like these guys how to tackle. You'd expect at GB level that at your home clubs you'd be getting taught how to tackle. But one of the glaringly obvious things that we learned over the weekend is that there's an issue with tackling, and it's like, damn. So now we have to try and implement tackling into our training sessions, but you'd like to think that when they're back home at their home club, that tackling is part of the things that they do on a day-to-day. So, yeah, there's little things that we need to do to prepare for Italy in July, I think. I think we're actually in July, so not long. But I'm good, man. Again, at the time when you're in the moment, like, damn, this is bad, man. Yes. the first quarter, both teams were competitive. Even damn, you guys looked at the home team, but attrition comes into play. The fact that those guys in Denmark have had 4-day camps before it, the fact that government feed into the American football, like they feed into football and hockey and all of those things. So they don't have to charge their kids X amount of money to come to camp because the government's covering that for them. Each kid is given £1,000 grant. I think if you get selected for GB, they're given £1,000 grant so they can. But like with us, we have to decide: are we going to train down south, and how's that going to affect the guys that live up north? Are we going to train in the Midlands? How's that going to affect the guys that come from London? Train in Scotland, because I have to remember Scotland's part of the UK now, or Great Britain. Yeah. So how do we make sure that those guys feel like they're part of the program? And what Denmark do to make sure they feel like they're part of the program is give everyone that's selected as part of GB £1,000 grant, so you can use that grant for kit, to get to practices, for hotels if you've got overnight training and stuff. So it's like, hold on, we're having to beg you some money. We're having to beg parents for some money for these guys to be able to travel. And it's like, if a parent, obviously there's hardship funds that can support with, but imagine all 45 players were to apply for hardship because their parents or they can't pay for the trip to go abroad. It's like, well, can we afford to cover everyone and do like a payment scheme? Probably not. And that's where we have to start knocking on the door of the government and being like, these guys play for their national team. Same way, someone like Bukayo Saka plays for England. I believe he doesn't have to pay for his taxi from his house to
It's Uber.
You know what I mean? So it's a bit like,
Yeah.
man. When do we start making life? And that's not just for 19s, by the way. I'm talking for men's, women's 19s. I think there needs to be an element of what is Sports England or the government or whoever it is that we need to talk to. What are they doing to be able to put ourselves in the best position to succeed as a nation? Because it's not like you're playing for the bits of the Warriors or Titans or BKP. You're representing your country, and I feel like there needs to be some form of reality check whereby we can't be expecting all of these people to fork out 300, 400, 500 pounds per tournament to represent their country, because not everyone here has got the luxury of being able to put that money down to do so. So I know I've rambled, but there's a lot of in that trip.
It's facts, straight facts, you know. Yeah, so for you, like, when it started to go wrong, when it started to go down, and obviously I want to be very delicate with this because I know, you know, these are young guys. These are guys who, you know, they're little babies. They're like our little chickens, you know.
Yeah.
They're like spring chickens. So when it started to go down, was there anybody that stood out to you, Jay, as a coach? Because you're good at identifying.
As a coach.
Yeah, you know, from a coaching, looking at a player perspective, was there anybody that because I'm looking for a type of leader here, right? I'm looking for a leader who's gonna, even when the chips are down, right?
Yeah,
they're gonna show the level of maturity that they're not expected to show at that age. Was there any Skipper? Was there any, you know, a Wayne Rooney? You know, I like it to, you know, that Wayne Rooney.
So naturally, the NFL Academy guys, they were just like, so what, we're losing? It was a friendly, let's keep on to the next play. The Bristol kids, as you can imagine, they were still fired up. Because a lot of them, you have to remember, the Bristol kids, they don't play a lot of 11s until like they do the uni stuff. So a lot of them are coming to me like saying, Coach, it's the first time I'm losing a game playing 11 aside, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, welcome to the real world, man. And they were like, yeah. And then they started trying to rile up the other guys. So the Bristol Academy kids were good. And there was another guy called Oscar. He was one of our captains, plays O-line. He plays for a team up north. That guy, he's just so like, he's one of those players that nothing gets him upset. He was just like, come on, guys, man, like, let's do it. I don't care if we're losing. You know, we come out here for an experience. We come out here to bond and stuff. Like, this is only the trial for Italy. This is only the pre-game for Italy. Now we know what we've got wrong. So throughout the whole second half, when things weren't going as well as we would like it to go, he was the one that was getting behind his players, saying yeah, etc. And I don't know if it was because he was selected as captain or just as the character he is, but he just seemed like a nice character. And even that day, so we lost, and you know, obviously the players have curfew and stuff. He took out maybe 15 odd players and said, "Yeah, man, we're not going to have dinner at the hotel. Just going to go and watch them at the Champions League game." All of them went out. He took responsibility of saying, like, all 15 guys that come out with me, no matter the curfew's the curfew, are coming back. And we got them back in time. It was like, yeah, coach, like, yeah, everyone was doing what they were doing, but we knew what the curfew was. People wanted to go club and stop that from happening because of the curfew. So yeah, he was just such a natural leader throughout the whole trip, but more specifically from when we started losing and the night of the loss, because you know, losing takes its toll on people differently. And after that, people could have been like, yeah, man, forget this, man. I'm not listening to the coaches. I'm not listening to curfew to do what I want. But he was like, nah, you have to do what the coaches are saying, etc., etc. So yeah, for me, it was him, the NFL Academy guys, naturally, and the Bristol kids. I remember there's a Bristol kid called Ferrandi. He was just like, I don't care if we're losing, man. Like, let's lay the wood out on someone. He was like, I don't care. It could be 100-0. He just wanted to hit someone. You know, like, and to him, he knows, cool, I've done my bit today. Like, I've hit someone. I've hurt one of their guys, sort of thing. So yeah, man, there was a lot of mature guys for their ages. If I'm being honest.
We'd love to hear it.
Trust me, we love.
Yeah, we were talking about that before, about like, where does it go? There's so many elements because there's the individuals, but then the individual have to be part of the team. And really, your coaches can't help you. They can only take you so far. It's your team members. They're meant to be your family. They're meant to be the ones that have you, because you can't hear your coaches bare times on the field. You have to trust the man next to you. It's like going to war. It actually is like going to war. Maybe for the under-19s, it's a bit harsher because you're actually like, you're by yourself. When you're like our age, we're like, I roll by myself solo regardless. I'm just going to do what I need to do. With them, they're like, I'm young. I need you, man. Which is Yeah, nah. So I'm happy that you guys got that moment because now, like I said, the chip is on their shoulder. Now they've got that bond. Remember that time we lost? Nobody's trying to lose again.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to lose again.
Yeah.
So and that's what it is, man. I think the key word you use there is family. At the end of this process, coaches, playing staff, I mean, coaches, other staff, so team manager, physios, as well as the players, we literally left that place feeling like a family and like there was a tight knit bond. Like we learned so much about each other. So next time, hopefully we can come away with the win because we're that little bit closer. We're that little bit more like a family. We're that little bit more like a brotherhood / sisterhood. So. Yeah, man. And we're looking forward to it, man. And there you go, Ryan Allen, one of the coaches there, completely agrees. Oscar was a calm head throughout, didn't lose his head. Even got hurt at one point, got up, jogged off the pitch, came back on. Yeah, a lot of time for that guy. He I don't want to say it, but he could potentially be a future GB men's captain if he just continues on the trajectory that he's on at the moment.
Who would you say it's like? Obviously, you've had a glimpse of some of the talent we've got at that age. Who would you say is like a one to watch, or a couple of players that we should watch out for in the next couple of years? Or
Oscar is definitely one. There's a kid called AJ from Bristol.
okay,
Plays seniors as well. He's a good wide. There's another wide receiver as well. He was wearing number 85. I forgot his name. He was really good in the return game. Jeremy, running back, you guys are already aware of Jeremy. Plays. He's a
baller.
The Tamworth QB, I forgot his name as well. We're number 1. So bad to forget his name, but he looked good, man. Even when the game was like running away from us as well, there was a point where he scrambled and was like, "I'm just going to take the game by the scruff of his neck, dropped his shoulder, and struck under their linebackers." I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Hey, I see you, man." Defense. Obviously, you got Rio from the NFL Academy. He looks good. Fraser, he's at Nottingham. He looks good at linebacker. There was a defensive tackle. I forgot his name now as well. He's at Tamworth. Amit, I think his name is Amit. He looked Ferran me naturally beast. He looks good. I feel like I'm saying a lot. I don't want to watch this and be like, "Oh, coach, you didn't say my name." There's a lot of talent, but I think the guys to really look out for. Then naturally, a lot of them already be like 19, so in the last year of playing for GB because they've had a lot more experience. But Tion is another guy that looks good as well. There's a lot of talent that we should be looking out for in the next couple of years that should be being promoted naturally to the men's game,
to the senior game. Brilliant. Oh, like I said, you heard it there first. Like I said, guys, as we do, like I said, the super chats is for you. So, like I said, if you got any comments or suggestions or topics you want us to discuss, like I said, drop a comment in the super chats, and we'll do our best to get around to those. But like I said, if you're in the free seats, you know what to do. If you're in the cheaper seats, you even know what to do. It makes sense. Like I said, this is Exs and Os live. So like I said, this is your show. We'll get it going. And like I said, feel free to comment in the comment section. Moving on. Player fines. So this is one of the topics that a lot of people have been hustling us about and trying to, obviously, because I don't know why, but everybody thinks like we're revolutionists or like anarchists or something like that. Where if we come up with something or if we say something,
because we are, man. Yeah.
Usually change happens. Like I said, I'm happy to be a pioneer of change. Like I said, if people are listening to our voices and it's creating change, I'm all for it. But one thing that has bothered me in this league, is paying that £50. When you get, for example, an ejection or you get 2 unsportsmanlike conducts and you get ejected out of the game. There's, I don't know whether this is a blanket rule, but I know from experience, you miss a game and you also have to pay a £50 fine. What's your views on that?
Boy, pay the fine, man. Like I know we pay subs and stuff, but if we can introduce something that's gonna help us or help the league play cleaner or better, and fines have to run, man. And the reason why I say that is because they do it in normal football as well. If you get a red card, even yellow cards as well, you get fined, and that goes to the club. I like to think that those £50 fines are going to the club rather than back or anything like that. But make sure that you play well, make sure that you're on time and them things there. And again, like I said, I know we pay subs, but you know, a lot of our subs go to other various things. But if you've gone out of your way to do something to get yourself ejected or to miss a game or something, then play the fan, man. I'm a clean player. That's what I say. I'm clean. Never been ejected in my life. So.
Wow. I can't talk, man. I've had like 3 ejections. I'm making back rich.
He's coming from a personal place.
they love me. Like last week, I got angry because basically I had like one of the players was like literally doing some extracurricular stuff, right? And in front of the ref. And I kid you not, I'm sure the refs know me. I get this feeling, the refs know, like, this is the loose cannon. Like,
the 5-star.
Focus on this guy. This is the loose. Because soon as I took off my helmet and threw it to the ground, just out of frustration, right? This was like a random thing because everyone was like, "Are you all right, V?" Like, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just frustrated on like the fact that the ref didn't." Like, I'm playing clean, right? And you know, it's hard for me to play clean because I'm nasty. I'll tell anybody this. I am the nastiest player in the league. I'm dirty. I will punch you in your ribs. I'll tickle your armpits. I'll do everything to get you off your game. Yeah. But I won't trash talk. I will never trash talk. I'll just do everything within just before I break the rules. I'll just go to that line. But anyway, so this referee saw me throw my helmet and he was quick. It's like he had his hand on his waist. He was waiting. He just threw that flag. You know when you throw it with finesse?
He threw it.
He just threw it. He threw the flag. And basically, I got, for me, descent, showing descent. And throwing my helmet on the ground.
Were you on your sideline or were you on?
No, literally, I was like 5 yards away from, because I walked towards him, but he was like 10 yards away. So I walked towards him just to signal, like, come on, did you not see that? Because it was right in front of him. And then he did his head like this, and then I threw my helmet, and then he threw the flag. He got 15 yards.
I think that's stars.
Yeah, that
I get the attention, but all you have to do is come and talk to him, be like, yo, like, you can't be dirty. Like, to throw the flag, I think that's a bit tough.
Yeah. So, like I said, guys, don't react. If someone pushes you after the whistle, just take it like a man. Just take it like a man or woman.
Push them back.
Who's the second person that gets caught with these things?
There you go. What do you think, Shay, about the £50 fine? You know. Apparently, the women's don't get any fine or don't get any penalty for.
If you watch the women's game versus the men game, like even trash talking, it's very bare minimum. You might get one trash talker, but on the field, we actually just play the game. If there's a dirty hit, it's very rarely been like a fight or even like big feuds that really. We're women. We remember ourselves. I'm just be disgracing myself on the floor, fighting over a sport I paid for. That's ridiculous. It's the men. You guys are crazy. Every time I go to a men's game, it's like proper in your feelings. Like the beef is from the soul. Like,
you know what is with the men's game, There's a lot of ego in it as well. So some men don't even want to fight, but because like I'm a guy and you're a guy and you got the belt, now I have to try and get the belt. And it keep going until one of us does something stupid that gets. So me personally, I'm a trash talker, but I back up my trash, if that makes sense. So like, if anyone that's played with me knows, especially this season, when I make a big hit, I laugh. When someone says, "I'm gonna beat you on this play," I just laugh because I know even if you beat me, that's the game. But guess what? Next time I'm gonna get you. So I'll hit someone like and it gets in their head. I'm a mental player. I like to get into people's heads. And then before you know it, they've done something, they get the flag. I just put my hands up like this. Referee, you see it? Yeah, that's it. Like, football's simple, man. I don't do the whole
true.
I must fight people. And another thing is I like my face, I like my body, I like my hands. All this punching people that when they've got helmets on, you're only gonna hurt yourself. I don't get it. This whole thing about punch someone that's got a helmet on. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're gonna break your finger. What pride?
It's that they punched you through your helmet.
Yeah.
Again,
But
We can't get fined. That's why we didn't get fined. There's no such thing. I've never seen anyone get ejected. And none of that. You guys are insane. Ejected? What? Do you know? I know that's real beef. Also, if I get ejected, you have to kick me out of the league because I'm taking out everybody. 50 points. I'm steamrolling through the next team. Oh my!
But the thing is, I think another reason why it's important, especially in the men's game, is because I've seen games where people are yanking helmets, and that's one of the smallest things that I'll never condone. I don't care if it's my teammate, I'll never condone someone from your face cage, pull it, I'll never condone, because that thing is dangerous, man. Like, if you get our head is connected to our neck, it can cause so much damage. Like, so that's one thing I'll never condone. So if you want to eject someone for that and charge them for that, even charge them £200 sale for that one. Because
talking of steamrolling, you just came off giving the Exiles women a 50 or 60 burger with
they dealt with
two-piece chicken and chips with some wings and a can of Mirinda. Why are you and Vanessa like this? Like,
I was watching the Instagram.
Couldn't you have some mercy?
Bro, I was watching Instagram, yeah, and you know them games, yeah, where like, and with all due respect to Ken Exiles, I mean, they've won a chip before, so like, I rate their thing. So when I saw the game, I was like, this could be a tasty one, yeah. But you know them games where every time like the offense gets the ball, touchdown. They do the thing again, offense get the ball, touchdown. You do the thing again. I was like, man, please, guys, please, show mercy.
Moving like the Warriors men.
It was a good game. Like I like playing Ken. I know a couple of the girls on get out. I know a couple of the girls on there. They're really good. Like, you know, you can have a good game. I like having a good game. I'm here for the sport. I don't really care. Like, scoring and all that's good. I just like the sport itself, and they give like really good. They're like very concentrated on what they're doing. It's just that for us, I'm not gonna lie, we were coming with vim because of our last game. It had nothing to do with whoever we were facing. We were just like, nah, guys. First of all, whatever happened needs to start again. Let's start again. And that was kind of us getting into ourselves. It just happened to be that happened. I wasn't even on offense. I was on defense. I was a DN. I was on smoke.
What talk to us? What happened to?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was DN. I got a couple safeties. Sack. Come on, I'm out here.
Where happened to tight end Shay, man?
I know, but I wanted to try it. I just wanted to try it. It's something I like doing it because I'm quick, but I have the power. But I just want to see how versatile I can be. Because it's like O-lines in our league, they're really like big, strong girls. So I'm testing myself, not only for Warriors, but for GB. So I'm just like, I want to try everything because I don't know where I might end up when I get to Finland, or if I get to Finland, I don't know. Someone might go down and they're like, "Shay, you got to go in."
And you know, the great thing about you saying that is, from a coach, with my coaching hat on, like the best like ability you can have is availability. So if you're someone like tight end and DN, and it's a big game, and they're like, "You need the DN, everyone's down, who can play?" They can be like, I can do that, coach.
Put me in again because I'm here for the football. I'm here for it. But it was a good game. It was a good game. I enjoyed it. It's just, I mean, we needed that for us. Shame to the other side, to that man. Sorry to that man. But we needed that for our own like mental preparation.
After that Birmingham game, it doesn't matter who's next. He's long.
Yeah. So who did you play? Who did you play? Was it just Exiles, or did you play anybody else?
One team or two together, right?
Yeah. So we went to play Wembley, but they forfeited both their games.
Oh, both.
Both. Yeah. I don't know why. That's not something I can tell you people because I don't know. I don't want to speculate. They might be watching. This is on YouTube forever. But yeah, they forfeit. I think we're meeting them again in the next tournament or so.
Okay, so how does it work then, for those that don't know? So you guys have done 2 tournaments now. How do you get to the final, if that makes sense? Or how do you play for a championship game?
Yeah, so it's by points gained by wins So you play two tournaments every tournament. So 2 games every tournament, and then you accumulate points by you winning. And then also, I don't know if I did it this season, but last season it was by how many points you won as well. So it can really get real messy in there. But yeah, and then we have, I don't know how they're trying to do the finals, because we also have Worlds for GB bang in the middle of our season, which is ridiculous.
So when you go away, there will still be games happening in the league.
No, when we go away, there's no games. When we come back, we've got games. So we've got a game before we leave, and then Worlds, and then I believe games coming back. I said, where will I rest?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so that's good. Hopefully next tournament. But Ken had they had the Lions after us, which I believe they lost, not by as many points. But yeah, I hope they've come with a chip on their shoulder, and the next tournament they're going ham. I like that.
You got Lions in the next one.
Yes, we do.
V, what are we saying? Getting the camera and that ready, yeah?
Hey,
it's gonna be.
If it makes money, then it makes sense. You know what I mean? If it makes money, then it makes sense. Listen, I would love to. Like I said, we're passionate about the women's game and the Sapphire League. We're excited to. We got some things cooking. Like I said, watch this space, everyone. We got a lot cooking in terms of bringing more, lighting up the women's league, because I think there's a lot of content we can make based around that. So watch this space, definitely. Definitely watch this space. But generally, Shay, how you doing? How's your prep for the potentially? Obviously, you don't know yet if you're going to the worlds, but how is your journey? Because I remember last time you said you're trying to get back into that lifting 100 kg, 120 kg, benching 90 kg or 100 kg, them things there. How are you preparing for that mentally and physically?
I feel like mentally it's a bigger challenge for me because I'm very much warrior heavy. I started with the Warriors. They're the only team I've played for, like the only family that I know. So I'm going to be traveling by the grace of God with my warrior sisters, but also people that I don't know well. Like I don't know you well enough to put my life in your hands like that. Whereas my warrior sisters, I know if we ride out on that field, like every man's coming hard because we're coming as one. Now I have to be able to have that same faith in people that we only have camps once a month, which is for 2 days now. It was 1 day just until like 2 camps ago. And now we've got Worlds in 2 months, less than 2 months. For me, it's such a mental process of, I got to be able to trust the person next to me knows what they're doing. So I don't have to worry about that as well as what I'm trying to read the field. Like physically, I'm ready for anything. I'm actually ready. I can go tomorrow. I'm on smoke always, but mentally is where it's gonna screw me over. Also, like, sorry, continue. I was gonna say, like, also that even with like if we're gonna lose, it's not really an aspect to me. I don't want to lose. I'm not a loser. What the hell? But that's not even like a factor to me. It's more of if we lose, but I know every person on that field gave their 100%. I don't mind. But if we lose and you people are doing nonsense, oh my, I'm blowing.
I think that sense of like them being your sisters will come like when you're on the way to the airport. When you get to the airport, you're gonna be like, oh damn, like this is for real now, sort of thing. So I think all of that will come back, and that's me speaking from from a place of just going to them up with some coaches that I rarely ever speak to. By the end of it, like I've got their number, their Instagram, all of that stuff. So I think all of that will come naturally, as you're on the trip, and hopefully before that first game, enough for you to be like, cool, like these are now like my people, so I can put my life down for those guys, and I know that they'll be doing the same for you as well. And that sense of winning or losing, I think you're spot on. If you guys go out there and be yourself and your home clubs and your nation proud, there's nothing to worry about. The issue comes about, like you say, when people are doing rubbish and nonsense. But then, even captain or not, that's on you. I know your character. You can take that responsibility of being like, guys, man, we're not doing things right now, man. let's step it up a little bit. Let's ride out. Let's put our front foot forward. If we lose, like you say, like at least we've lost with our health held high. But if we're doing things that we know we shouldn't be doing and we lose, then that's when we're going to go back and be like, I could have done this and I could have done that. And there's no worse feeling in American football than thinking, and I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd done that. You don't get that. You don't get that moment back. A lot of you, this will be your first and your last Worlds. For a lot of you, this will be your last time going to TV. So make sure you leave it all on the line, man. You have to leave it all on the line.
Bloody everybody.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Yeah, so
and we'll keep pushing and sending all our love to everyone that travels for GV, man. 100%.
Most def. Big game this weekend. The undefeated team in the nation, Manchester Titans versus the Tamil Phoenix. What's your
There's
prediction?
two then. That's mad.
Yeah.
Say it?
There's two big games then.
Who else?
Warriors Blitz. Why are you laughing, bro? Why are you laughing, bro?
Bro, listen, save that cup of the day for next week, bro.
Why are you laughing?
Man said Warriors Blitz is a big game in 2022. Are you mad? So disconnect from this. Come on, disconnect. Man said Warriors Blitz is a big game.
I love a trier. God loves
Explain how that's a big game, bro.
Big game, bro.
Why is it a big game?
Because we know that we have to make sure that we're the only team that makes it competitive for them, man, innit? So we have to make sure that we bring the juice. You feel me? No one else. Listen, I'll tell you for free. Yeah, everyone else in the league is scared of them, apart from the Blitz. Facts. Anyways, Manchester Titans, Tamworth, you're saying.
Okay. Jay, how are you preparing mentally and physically for the Warriors this weekend?
Mentally, for me, like I've learned the art of, like, I don't know if I know what Vampire Diaries here, but there's something that they call turning off your humanity. For me personally, I can turn, like, when it comes to game time, I can turn it on like that now. Before I used to listen to like proper like gangster rap and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I still have like the things that I go through like in my emotions for prep, but I can be on the sideline, I could be laughing with you, and the next moment I'm boom, game mode now. I'm ready to go. So mentally it's not a thing for me. Every time I play someone, I want to beat them. But with the Warriors, it's that little bit extra. So mentally, I haven't got an issue. Physically, I'm in good shape to play. I think I've been flying this season. Thankfully, I used the off season to fix my knees. Everyone that knows me knows that I had a little knee issue, but that's good now. But I think the issue that, and I know I said that half the league are scared of Warriors, but I think it's an issue that sometimes a lot of people have at the moment. An issue a lot of people have at the moment is they think that the name of their team can help them win games, and it's something that I need to push out of a lot of the next generation of guys in my team at the moment. They think because they play for our team, the name alone is going to carry them over the line, and it's not the case, man. So, although my mental might be right, it's something that I need to push through throughout the rest of the team, because it's the last two games at half time we've been ahead of the Warriors, and in the second half something happens, and it's not an attrition thing. I truly don't believe it's a physicality thing. I think it's a mental thing that we're up and it's the Warriors, and then once they get going, they're going to get going, and then, do you know what I mean? It just goes downhill. But it's not a fluke, but that the last two times by half time we're ahead of them. We have to be able to put in 2 halves of really good football now. And if once we can do that, it might not be this Sunday, but I'm telling you, it's coming. Once we can put 2 good halves of football up against the Warriors, then we'll be in a better place. But again, we just need to be able to start well and finish well. All of this starting well and then forgetting who we are in the second half, it needs to come to a stop very soon, like immediately. So yeah, that's my 2 pence on them. The Warriors look good. If they look good, but I don't believe that no team is beatable. I'm unbeatable. That's my 2 pence. If I don't play on that team, I don't believe any. They can bring who won the Super Bowl again. They can bring bring Tampa Bay Bucks to, or the Rams. Sorry, I said Tampa. They can bring the Rams to a brick wall, yeah, and they could be the number one. In my heart of hearts, yeah, I would never believe that a team's not beat if they play another. Then no one is. Like, as long as everyone wins their personal battles, then no one is unbeatable. So that's my job. My job is to win my personal battle and continue to encourage my other teammates to win their personal battles. And then you never know after that, man. Any given Sunday, as they say. So
you might get a nice surprise. Marvin Allen might kick it up. The great Marvin Allen might kick it up.
Lion, man. You're lying.
Because at this rate, man, they're bringing Jermaine Allen back.
Oh yeah, when I saw Jermaine as well, I was like,
Boy.
okay, you lot really bringing out the big guns and that, yeah.
That just shows. That just testament to how
what
big.
Should I call out Jason Brisbane as well?
You know, the Warriors. They I think there's two games that they look forward to every year. I think it's number one, smashing the London Olympians, and number two, competing against the London Blitz. I think every year when you talk to some of the guys, they don't joke with those two games. You know, everyone else is like, but don't sleep on Bristol. You know,
you know when I said the whole thing about being called the Warriors or the Blitz and turning up, I think in your name will win you games. I think Bristol's one of those games that a lot of people just thought, because our name holds more weight than Bristol, that we can just turn up and then look what happened. Like, not even getting started, man. I wasn't there that game, but just watching it.
He said, just in case you didn't know, I wasn't present.
A little disclaimer out there. I wasn't there that game, but we need. It will turn around for us. I'm confident it will, but it needs to just happen ASAP. Rocks, because even if you want to classify this year as a real rebuild or whatever, I want to see that change. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. Not look. You'll be surprised. We're already halfway through the season, so things need to happen immediately. I haven't got time to be.
You guys will be in the finals.
Let's finish top two in the league first, man. Once we finish top two in the league, but hopefully, then we'll know. Because to finish top two now, we need a favor from someone else in the league to beat Bristol, which is so annoying. So even if we win out, we need someone to beat Bristol. So yeah. But if we finish top two, then it'll most likely be number two. Then we'll have to play number one in the north, which would be Manchester Titans. So again, there's no easy games in Bristol anymore, which is what I like, man. I think all of us have been begging for the men's team to be more competitive. And honestly, there's no easy games. And someone could just be like, oh yeah, but there's easy games for the Warriors. You can say that, but again, I strongly believe that even the Warriors don't take games lightly, because if they did, they wouldn't be so consistent. Like, they know they have to keep their foot on the gas to be able to beat a lot of these teams now. So.
So the Titans are playing the Tamworth. What's your prediction for that? Obviously, I know who I'm going for.
If the Titans win everything this year, which I'm not going to say they won't. I'm not going to say they are, but I'm saying if they do, I want they better post me first class delivery, one of those medals. Because you was there when I said no. You
said it from time. You said it from time.
These guys, as an organization, eventually they're gonna get to the top. I think this year might be too early for them, because, and I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying I think this year could be early for them, because they've only just got, in my opinion, to the top of the north. The next step will then be the top of the UK, but they've got to the top of the north, and when you don't play someone like Bristol, Blitz, or Warriors on a week-to-week basis, you don't know the power that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that they haven't got power, they're powerless, but playing against that Warriors O-line and their running backs twice a year is different from playing against any team that you're going to play in the north.
That's true. Straight facts.
It's that simple. So I think they might need to experience it first and then be like, okay, this is the battle that we need to prepare for in the future. And I know they played them last time and it was 77-0, I think. They're not that. I don't think it'll be that bad. But I do think that, man, it takes steps to get to a brick wall. Unless they do a Tamworth and then surprise everyone in the final and then, you know what I mean, come home with it. Like I said, I expect my medal in the post first class delivery.
Shay, who's your money on?
I was gonna go the Titans.
Yeah.
I've seen Tamworth play. Yeah, I was going with the Titans. No shade. I was going with the Titans anyway.
No, man.
It's okay.
Shout out Jason Scott, man. Jason Scott, we love you, bro. We love you, coach. But like I said, this is football. You know, like I said, the higher you climb, the harder you fall, man. That's just
That's
life.
it, man.
You know, this like we always talk about cycles. Football is cycles, man.
That's it.
So
That's
find
it.
your game.
That's
You
it.
know, the king has to be usurped. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be worthwhile being a king. Like I said, you bounce back. You know.
And my thing is, yeah, what's that saying? If you take your shot at the king, make sure you don't miss, man. So, like I said, it's cycle. So whoever's the best at the time, if you've got them, you just have to make sure you finish the job. It's that simple. If you don't finish the job, there's another year worth it. Another chance that you missed out on, man. Another chance that you missed out. So, yeah, man.
Just before we wrap up, go on.
Big weekend in Britball, man. I'm looking forward to it. They're announcing the teams for the GB men's blue and white game, which is going to be pretty dope. When's the final? The GB women's are you doing a camp first before they announce the final people that are flying, or?
Yeah, there's a camp. I think they're announcing it in July.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's 2 camps in July. Yeah, and there's 2 camps in July.
At least you're taking it seriously, man. I love that, man. 2 camps in July. That's serious.
You say that, but we have a game in the middle of that camp. Camp, 1 training session, a game, camp,
home games.
Yeah, no home games.
Wait. So when you say game, is it a game between you guys together? Like, what did you know about that? Okay,
no, there's a game like in the Sapphire.
Oh, I did Sapphire.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot, man. Nah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. That's a lot. I didn't even realize that's a lot, man.
That is a lot happening, right? Yeah.
All I can say, you look after your bodies in that Sapphire League game, man. Just look after your body, because the last thing you want, we had it with one of the kids on Saturday. It's like you play your game for your home club, and then you get injured that game, and then like you try your best to be fit for the tournament, and it just doesn't. So just look after your body.
Absolutely. It's going to be, personally, I don't think it's going to even be worth a game, because I think we've got Birmingham in that game as well. And you'll have not only a rivalry kind of game, but you'll also have a lot of players that are on the GB squad in that game. So this game is either going to be war, like straight pure violence, or it's going to be everyone tapping because we don't want to injure cover.
Because ain't nobody going to be tapping that game, man.
I think GB needs to look at rescheduling that game, because, like you say, nobody wants to lose because it's your home game, Sapphire League. Everyone wants to win. So if you guys go hard and start hurting yourselves and you're injured or sore for the world, it's a bit like, well, you guys asked for it because you put us in that situation in the first place. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Fingers crossed they look at it and review it, but I really hope that you guys play safe that day, man.
Same. Absolute same.
Well, as is customary, we always have our weekly or day, or every time we have a show, we have our cap of the day. Guys, this one is a personal one, because I was just scouring Facebook, and I actually think, I've heard that the Scunthorpe Alphas might have the best offensive line unit in the league. #COTD. What's your views on that?
I don't know much about them. You need to.
Apparently, I don't know if these numbers are wild, but let me just give you these numbers. So currently, their stats are from the O-line coach posted that they've got 504 total offensive yards, 310 rushing yards, 0 sacks, or I think this is in one game, 0 sacks or QB hits.
In one game?
Yeah, back up. Yeah, or maybe it's so far. Maybe they played like 4 games. Backup QB played on Sunday. He got 4 touchdowns. 3 different running backs scored. And he ends it with, this O-line is built different to previous years. Do the Scunthorpe Alphas have the best O-line in the country?
How come no one don't know about this?
That's it. Why does no one know about it? Yeah, that's
like, I heard the stats and everything, but why is no one? Nah, man, cat. I had to get a cat.
Cat. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna abstain simply because those numbers are too good to be true. If they're true, then
there's a problem.
Yeah, people just get. It's either the league is trash or they're doing something very, very right. And I'd like to think that they're doing something right. So I'm gonna abstain because those numbers are insane. Like that's frightening. Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know who's got the best O-line in the country at the moment. I think in previous years it's easily been the Warriors.
Yeah.
But I think I think this year there's definitely teams that have got a say in who's got the best O-line in the country, innit? So, you know whose O-line looks good though? Like Ken Exiles Women's, you know, like I was seeing them, I was like, there's some units in this O-line, you know. Like when I saw the pictures of their game against Warriors, I was like, there's some units here, you know. There was one woman that was going up against Vanessa. I was like, oh, bro, like I know men that will struggle to get past them.
No. Shout out to Coach Carl Lexus and Joe Alexis. They put serious work in those ladies. I mean, at least to get them technically sound. You know, the physicality is probably one where they obviously don't have a lot of depth because it's almost like a new program. Yeah, but in terms of like I said, those girls are there every week. They're the first ones there, last ones to leave. You know, they have everything that they need to the pieces to be successful. Like I said, obviously the Warriors are out here, you know, dominating, and you know, Shay and Vanessa out here leading the crop, you know, and you know, Siobhan there.
Siobhan always
have some mercy, man. Have some mercy,
man. She's A1 top player. You've seen her.
I see you talk back to your celebrations already. Someone was hitting the gritty. I saw the
Did you see the caption though? She hit it, and I was like, people think she's sweet. She's put me in A&E, fam. She hit me. She hit me so hard. I was like, yo.
She needs to be doing that to the Ox in the Rose then, my whole
exactly. So imagine getting hit like that and then she starts dancing. Oh, I'd be vexed. I'd be vexed. But shout out to
Get that one on tape. Don't free. Don't worry about that one.
Trust me. Shay, as usual, sign us out, man. We're done for today.
Oh, no pressure. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been us, X's and Os. Catch us on all the socials. Instagram, podcast always up. The link is here. Subscribe. Make sure new videos coming out. Catch us here on Thursday, same time. You know what it is. I'm FRS. Come give them your exit. You don't want to say your name.
Oh, Jason Lenke in the United. Go.
Give them.
You know how it's in. Stay locked. Stay blessed. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, and everything. Keep it locked. Peace.
Bye.